Alright, boys and girls, we are going to apply exponent properties involving quotients. And just to clarify, the quotient or a quotient is the answer to a division problem. Alright, so the first property is called the quotient of powers. And we're dealing with, let's say that our exponents will be integers such that the m is going to be greater than n. That's a little confusing sometimes, but I'll get down to the nitty-gritty here. When a power is moved from the numerator to the denominator, or vice versa, the sign of the exponent changes. Okay? So here's how that works. If I were to take the a to the n and I move it to the numerator, okay? A to the m still stays there in the numerator because I haven't touched it. But if I were to move that entire power to the top, the exponent changes signs. Okay, so now we're dealing with an a to the m times a to the negative n. Got that? Alright, so now, since we have the same two bases, I use my product of a power rule, and I keep my a, and I add my exponents together. So I have m plus a negative n, which is the same thing as m minus n. And there you go. So using actual numbers in example 1 below, we have 4 to the 7th divided by 4 to the 2nd power. So I'm going to use the quotient of powers property, and I'm going to bring up the 4 to the 2nd power up to the numerator. So I have 4 to the 7th, and now I'm going to bring up the 4 to the 2nd power up to the numerator to give us a 4 to the negative 2nd power, or negative 2. And using the product of powers rule, I'm going to keep the same base and simplify further. So I have 4 to the 5th. Okay, so if you notice, I kind of drew drew all these powers over 1 just to highlight the fact that when you move a power to the numerator, it's not that it doesn't become 0 from the bottom. Like, you still have a 1 right there. Okay, so then you notice that there's always going to be a numerator and denominator in any kind of number that you write. Alright, the last property for today is called the power of a quotient property. And if the quotient of two numbers are both being raised to a power, then the exponent is distributed to each base. It's really slow. Okay, so then in algebra, we have a divided by b, which is the quantity, and that entire quantity is being raised to the m. So we're going to distribute that m to both the a and the b. So I'll have a to the m divided by b to the m. Okay, so using actual numbers, 4 divided by 3 is being raised to the 3rd power. So then using the property, we have 4 divided by 3. Well, we're actually going to distribute the 3 to both the 4 and the 3. So we have 4 to the 3rd divided by 3 to the 3rd. Alright guys, you know what to do. Practice these problems, pause the video, and then check back in with me. We're going to do this about 3 times, I believe. 1, 2, 3 times to see if you are doing this correctly and mark all the ones that you did not get right originally, and then ask questions the next day. It's going to benefit you a lot. Alright, so if you got them right, give yourselves a little smiley face by each letter, and then move on. If not, mark them wrong, and then we'll talk about it the next day. Alright, same thing here. Pause the video, try these on your own, and then check your answers with me when you're finished. Boom. Check it out. Alright, so those people who are understanding the properties and knowing how to apply them, definitely try this last challenge practice. Pause the video, try these on your own, and then I'm going to let the video slide, or let it ride, rhymes with slide, and see if you get the same answers as I did. Alright, so check your answers, and it kind of went really fast with when I was writing, but you can pause the video, rewind it whenever you want, and just kind of see where you might have gone wrong if you made a mistake. So mark the ones you did get wrong, and if you got them all right, then you are good to go. Thanks again for watching, guys.